Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. And yes, we are still at the Grand Hotel on Mackinac Island, and we're still at the Detroit Regional Chamber of Commerce's annual policy conference. And we just snatched great talent when they walked by the booth, and we got another one. Todd, it's good to have you here. Todd Gustafson, head of Kinexus. Let's talk a little bit about what Kinexus Group is.
Yeah, so thank you for having me, by the way. Lots of energy. I don't know who the talented person was you're talking about, but I'll fill in. So, Kinexus Group is really like a holding company. Like they're a nonprofit that's headquartered down in St. Joseph, Benton Harbor, Michigan, Southwest Michigan, and we have a myriad of subsidiaries that do economic and workforce development. So we actually have a statewide footprint.
hmm And what areas are there? I know you have a HR
Yeah,
collaborative.
we actually acquired a for-profit human resource company, HR Collaborative, based out of Grand Rapids, but has customers actually all over the country. They do specifically HR consulting and or staffing for HR departments for companies of every size and sector. Our sweet spot are those companies that are, 50 to 100 people and looking for HR help.
Yeah. Yeah. And can't afford maybe a full-time staff or something along those lines. Okay. So how are things going with Connexus and what are your biggest challenges these days?
Oh yeah, wow. Kinexus is doing great. We've got a lot of stuff going on. We're navigating, as you can imagine, a lot of uncertainty. I've been doing this for 20 years. June will be 20 years, and I've never seen so much uncertainty in the government sector, the nonprofit sector, and the private sector. So we're navigating all that stuff.
Yeah, and it's changing like what happens on Monday might not be the same on Wednesday, right? So that's tough. Do you get into DC and do any advocacy work?
Yeah, I was just in DC, I don't know, a couple weeks ago or a month ago, and got a good line of sight on what's going on there. Again, like you said, I think it probably changed the day after I left.
Yeah.
So we're still navigating. We've been really fortunate in that many of our brethren that are other nonprofits have been laying people off. Some have closed down. Some have been able to serve less people or companies. We, thank God, have not been in that boat. And I'm not saying we'll be that forever, but we've been proactively positioning ourselves so we can navigate that one if that happens. And you've got some big decisions that are going to coming up, especially around funding, but we haven't been impacted, knock on wood yet.
Yeah. Okay. So let me ask you, because what you do is a really a lot of good around the state, and work in conjunction with a lot of the established organizations like Michigan Work,
Yeah.
people like that.
Another Michigan Works is another one. We have a subsidiary that is Michigan Works, and it's one of the 16 in Michigan. They're all unique and different. They cover the entire state, and they're very community minded and connected. So the Michigan Works agencies across Michigan really serve employers and job seekers, and they're best suited to serve the community and regional needs, which are different. They're different in Detroit than they are in Marquette or Grand Rapids or Benton Harbor or Traverse City, and so they're really critical. But they're also navigating some funding or regulation changes in DC.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So, speaking of funding, partner, how are you guys funded?
Yeah, so we're diversified in our funding. We've got public sector, private sector, fee for services. So it's a whole myriad. And we've been building this for 20 years. I would suggest if you're out there and you're in a nonprofit listening right now, go do it. If you haven't already, you might be behind the eight ball, but the sooner you do it, the better to navigate the storms.
Yeah. Oh, and it gives you the diversity enough that if there is a blip, you don't get hurt totally.
Exactly. And you get to be able to keep your eye on we keep the eye on the prize, right? Which is serving job seekers and or businesses that need talent. And it's a challenge, but that's why we're here.
Todd, you do a lot of mentoring type things. Tell me what the big challenges are for the people you're helping.
Yeah, so one of our other subsidiaries is Youth Solutions. Youth Solutions does serves kids in high school, right? Kids that Jobs for America's graduates. So these kids, right, need a lot of help and supportive services. And those kids are the future of Michigan, right? Michigan's population is declining. So every kid counts. And we want to make sure that they're finishing high school, going on to a career or education. And that group helps those kids move in that direction with some career counseling, with supportive services and helping those kids move forward to get jobs ultimately and help the economy in Michigan.
Yeah. So, how are you feeling about the future? And I don't mean tomorrow because we don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, but
I was optimistic. I mean, the sky could be falling. I'm like, we'll make it through. So I feel good about it, but I'll be anxious to kind of get through this period of time we're in.
yeah. So you're talking about like 3.5 years, what you're talking about. Sorry, anyway.
3.5 years, 3.5 days, no.
That's true. We'll see several ups and downs, I'm sure,
Yeah.
before that. Okay. Well, it's good to see you here, my friend, and it's
It's good to
always
see
good to
you,
spend
Chris.
time.
I'm just trying to follow in your footsteps. I know you're very community minded, and I appreciate all the work that you do. So you're
I don't know that you want to follow in my footsteps. The authorities will be able to find you. You watch. All right. Todd Gustafson, who is the CEO of the Kinexus Group. I'm Chris Holman, and we're coming to you from the Grand Hotel. Yes, that's right. It's a grand affair up here. It's the annual policy conference for the Detroit Regional Chamber of Commerce on the Michigan Business Network. I'm sorry.